Under the provisions of the UK's 2003 Female Genital Mutilation Act, it's a criminal offence to assist in any way whatsoever for a girl or a woman to undergo female genital mutilation, whether that mutilation takes place inside or outside the United Kingdom. Mohammed Abdul is a British citizen. He's an imam at Bristol Mosque. He's been caught on film encouraging a Muslim to take girls abroad in order that they can have their genitals mutilated. That is, for the excise, infibulation or otherwise mutilation of the whole or any part of a girl's labia majora, labia minora, or the clitoris. In the best case scenario, the inability to enjoy sexual contact because orgasm would be impossible, and in the worst case, death through bleeding, shock or infection, or a combination of all three. Oh yes, and in between these extremes, the possibility of not being able to be vaginally penetrated, of having extreme pain during penetration, of having the vagina stitched up, and having your natural female genital organs deformed for life. But of course we should not criticise Mr. Abdul or Bristol Mosque, or Islam in the UK, or Islam in general, because the apologists for Islam will say that this is not Islam. It is a cultural thing that exists in many non-Muslim cultures. Mr. Abdul was quoted as saying to the undercover Sunday Times reporter, "In this country it is not possible, we cannot do that for any other Muslim who likes to practice the way of Prophet Muhammad. The best way is to go to other countries." So I guess that there is at least one Muslim leader in the UK who advocates female genital mutilation as being in the way of Prophet Muhammad, that it's okay within Islam, at least within the UK, at least within a room within a Bristol Mosque, and at least at the time that he was saying it. Because you can rest assured that two things will happen. Firstly, Mr. Abdul will retract his statement after having consulted with more senior Muslim clerics, and secondly, that there will be a flood of Muslim apologists who will be really affronted that Islam should be once more again maligned in such a way, not with reference to the barbaric act of cutting off the private bits of a little girl, of course, but by the effrontery of the Sunday Times to be so Islamophobic as to suspect true Islam of advocating the solely cultural practice of FGM. And I'm sure we'll be hearing that this is an isolated case, and that the estimated 100,000 women in Britain who have already undergone this procedure, and the other estimated 24,000 who are thought to be in imminent risk, is such scaremongering by these fascists who simply don't understand that Islam is the only true religion of peace. And with the school summer holidays fast approaching, the main season of genital gouging is on its way for unknown numbers of unsuspecting UK schoolgirls. Mr. Abdul continued, by the way, saying, "In this country you have to fight for your religion, your cultures. They, the British, don't like your Muslim cultures." So my questions to you are these. Being that Mr. Abdul clearly states that Islam is a culture that encourages abuse of women, does this mean that we cosy multiculturalists must accept Muslim culture as being equal to Western culture? Of course, our trusted political leaders will guide us in answering this perplexing question in the most correct manner possible, politically speaking.